It is truly amazing how in 1 week, everything can change with an NFL team. In just 1 week. Here are the Bears coming off of a shorthanded yet dominant defensive performance over the Minnesota Vikings in week 4 at home, winning 16-6. They beat up the Vikings. They dominated the Vikings. They made Kirk Cousins look like Kid Cousins because yet again he failed to show up in a big-time game against a quality opponent. And here are the Bears at 3-1, flying into London before their bye to take on the Oakland Raiders. This is going to be the Khalil Mack revenge game. It's going to be this. The Bears have a chance to go to 4-1 heading into their bye. Set themselves up really, really well. And all that crap didn't happen. The hell did I watch on Sunday? How does a defensive unit like the Bears get Roquan Smith back and play significantly worse? Now, game planning is one thing, and I will give total credit to Jon Gruden and that Oakland Raiders coaching staff. Their offensive game plan was outstanding. It was absolutely outstanding. The way that they kept Derek Carr in a good rhythm, they balanced in the run, a lot of short, quick passes that minimized the Bears' pass rush. And the Raiders used their offensive line, which I didn't really think was that big of a strength of the team. And clearly it was on Sunday in London. Hip, hip, cheerio. Jolly old Raiders smashed the fuck out of that Bears defensive front. It was embarrassing. The hell happened? Like, one fear I had going into this game is that even though the Raiders the past couple of times have went to London and gotten beat, they're familiar with going there. They left early in the week, gave themselves plenty of time to get acclimated. They're used to it. Whereas Matt Nagy, in all of his infinite, non-existent wisdom, decided you're going to treat it just like another game, even though between Chicago and London there's about a 6-hour lag. 6 hours of time difference. Let's fly in on frickin' Friday. There's not going to be any need for adjustment. There's going to be no physical impact. They call it jet lag. That's just made up. Hashtag fake news. Well, the fake news was the Bears defense was going to go in there and dominate, and Khalil Mack was going to do big things. Again, massive props to Jon Gruden and the Oakland Raiders. They said no matter what, Khalil Mack isn't going to beat us. Somebody else on that defense is going to have to. And early on in the game, once Akeem Hicks went out with the elbow injury, we found out that nobody on that Bears defense was going to beat them. Like, it was a bizarre world game. The Bears are getting it run down their throat by Josh Jacobs. How ironic it is. The first-round pick that was acquired in the Khalil Mack trade was Josh Jacobs, and he's running all over Khalil Mack's defense. And blink before you know it, the Bears can't do shit offensively. They can't stop shit defensively. And it's 17-0 going into half. And it's looking all types of ugly in a damn blowout. And then the second half happened and things get even more bizarre. You get the botched pitch between Derek Carr and Josh Jacobs. Bears recover it. And then they catch fire. It is crazy how one play changes all the momentum. Like, you think momentum is kind of a thing, but it's not really a thing. It is clearly a thing. And you saw it in this game on past Sunday. The Bears get that one fumble recovery. And they end up rattling off 21 unanswered damn points. And you're saying to yourself, where the hell was this team in the first half? And my God, now it's an entirely different situation in the second half. They're going to run away with this damn thing. You even had a drive where the Raiders, Trevor Davis is getting ready to go in, and here comes Sherrick McManus, peanut punch at the 1 fucking yard line. Bears turn the damn ball over in the fourth quarter. You're like, they got to win this game. This is something a good team would do. Take a game that they have absolutely no business winning. Because clearly the Raiders were better coached, they were better prepared, and they were executing much, much better. They deserve to win this game. But here are the Bears up 21-17 in the fourth quarter, forcing that turnover. You're like, okay, they got to figure out a way how to win this game. And then ultimately they don't. And late in the fourth quarter, the Raiders get the ball right back and just basically march it right down the Bears' freaking throats. Touchdown, Bob's your uncle. Put it in Chase Daniel's hands. Oh, God. So much for all that hype of me of Daniel Mania last week. I got my lesson served up to me on a platter right there. And the Oakland Raiders go on to beat the Bears 24-21. Yep. So now you're looking at this, and the Bears are 3-2, and the Raiders are 3-2, both heading into their bye weeks. And first, for the Raiders, I will say this. I don't know if I'm fully sold on them or fully convinced of them as being a real playoff type of team. But 3-2 is 3-2. And they are 3-2. They are in second place in that AFC West. And that AFC is a conference as a whole is kind of weak ass this year. The Raiders are absolutely 1,000% legit playoff contenders at this point in time in that conference in this season. They are. And whereas you look at the Bears playing in a tougher division in the NFC North, playing in a tougher conference in the NFC, you look at them at 3-2. And oh, by the way, based off of winning percentage, they've got the toughest remaining schedule the rest of the damn season. Their offensive line was a joke again this week. Kyle Long's ass should have been cut before the damn season started, and he most certainly needs to be benched now. They allegedly have this great offensive line coach in Highstand. Let's start to fucking see it. The Bears have invested a lot of money and draft picks into that offensive line, and they play like a doo-doo ass unit. Doo-doo. The Bears still can't establish a damn running game, in part because they can't stay consistently committed to the damn running game. Let's say David Montgomery or Tariq Cohen, doesn't matter, same type of situation, reels off a 5 or 6 yard gain, then Nagy will call 5 or 6 straight damn passes. Run the damn ball, Nagy! It's unbelievable, the lack of consistent commitment to it. And I'm not saying you need to run the ball more than you throw the ball. It's not necessarily a formula for success consistently. But there's a level of effort to a commitment to balancing out your offense and creating some type of consistency and some momentum in the run game. And that is something this team has yet to do at all this year. And then defensively, they just never figured out the Raiders' offensive game plan. You got corners playing 10 to 15 yards off for reasons that are still unbeknownst to me. That was a dumbass decision. They couldn't get after Derek Carr. They were getting physically manhandled and beat up by the Raiders' offensive line all game. Like, this is one of these performances. It was just ugly pretty much all the damn way around. And for all the Raiders fans that are talking shit this past week after this game, they have every damn right to. Because all of us as Bears fans talk about, you can't even clear that. This is what this first round picks do. The Raiders just went into London and hit the Bears in the mouth and beat them Talladega style. Ain't shit to say. Even though the final score doesn't dictate it, even though the game was a seesaw affair where it was first half it was all Raiders, second half it was mostly Bears, the bottom line is the Raiders were the better team overall in this day on a variety of different levels. And whether that contributes to the fact that they were familiar with playing in London and understood what with that, got there earlier in the week where the Bears tried to treat it like it was just another damn road game, which was a horribly idiotic, dumbass decision. I don't know. But they got outplayed, they were out-executed, and most certainly were out-coached. They were out-manned, they were out-muscled, they were out-hustled. And for a team coming off of such a dominant victory the week before in Minnesota, how the hell do you go into another country and lay a damn egg like this? Raiders fans should be basking in the glory. They should be talking all types of shit. Because right now, at this very moment, Bears fans should have nothing to come back with. Nothing. The best thing of all for the Bears right now is they got a bye week. Got 2 weeks to get ready for New Orleans. Oh, good luck with that one. Oh, but Trubisky will be back. Oh, what the hell's the difference? It's still early in the season, yes. But if you're a Bears fan, There is a lot to be worried and concerned about right now. And this game against the Raiders should have proven that.